On our first day in Italy, we arrived in Milan. At first, we strolled a little bit in the city. We visited the Sforzesco castle, but the park behind it was closed, so yeah, bummer. I decided that it was a good idea to have an ice cream. The queue at Venci was long, but after half an hour we managed to get our precious ice cream. I even couldn't hold myself to show it. And what visit in Milan would be worth it without visiting the Duomo? It's really the highlight of the city. And of course the Galleria Vittorio Emanuele II. Then we had a walk in the streets of Brera, a very beautiful and quaint neighborhood. After a little rest, we decided that it was time to go out. We went around the area of Naviglio Grande. It was very lively, but be prepared for mosquitoes. Then we walked again to have another view of Duomo by night. That was Milano in 1 minute. On our second date, we went to Verona. As you enter the city, you will find the Verona Arena. We walked around on the very crowded streets, but it was very beautiful. Trying to watch Juliet's house, there was a huge line, so we skipped it for now. So we continue walking around this very beautiful city. You will stumble upon churches, plazas, and tombs. And of course we went to cross the street to have a view of the river. The castle was amazing and the view was spectacular. On our second try to visit Juliet's house, there was no queue, so we saw the very famous balcony. Afterwards we went to have a bite at a very traditional trattoria. The food was delicious. And then we wrap up day 2 in Verona. Stay tuned for more. On the third day, we went to Venice. I can't even describe the beauty of this place. It's full of beautiful churches, alleys, but the best of all are the canals. And what can someone say about St. Mark's Square? This magnificent cathedral with a tower and the Byzantine-inspired interior. The gondolas roaming all around the city, in both the narrower and wider canals. And of course the bridges. Venice is as beautiful in the night as it is under the light of the day. It is very romantic, and I really recommend you to get lost in its very narrow alleys and plazas. Don't forget to have an Aperol Spritz and some fish dish. That was day 1 in Venice. If you like this video, hit the like button and follow or subscribe. See you with the video of day 2. On our second day in Venice, we took a walking tour. This tour took us to more unpopular places in Venice, which were equally beautiful. It was calmer and way less touristy. It had a neighborhood feeling, which was what I enjoyed the most. After the tour was over, we decided to discover the area around the train station. A little further up is the Jewish quarter. And then again some touristy areas. I really wish I could spend the rest of my life in Venice. To our big surprise, he also had the cheapest spritz ever. On the 5th day, we visited Modena, and of course the Ferrari museums. Enzo Ferrari Museum, which was Ferrari's first house, is like a child's play with the most iconic Ferrari models. Afterwards we went to Maranello Museum, which had a separate exhibition about Formula 1. Then we arrived in Bologna. On the way to the hotel, we admired the very beautiful buildings, and we rested a little bit. Afterwards, we decided to see the city by night. Bologna is a very old city and has a very special energy. Unfortunately, only 2 of the hundreds of towers survived up to this day. Then a little more strolling around the city, a visit to the cathedral, And the night finished with a fresh glass of white wine. Stay tuned for more of Bologna. On the 6th day we had the chance to see Bologna under the day of the light. For our bad luck it started getting really hot under the sun. But it didn't really discourage us. Everything was quite different in the day. And there was a very different energy. For a moment we thought of climbing the tower, but we decided against it. Then we wanted to see the largest archway in the world. There are over 600 archways in Bologna that lead to Madonna di San Luca sanctuary. And it was a long way. And then before leaving we had the best pistachio ice cream ever at Gianni. The 7th day found us in Florence, the city of art and renaissance. You can even realize it by only looking at the breathtaking cathedral. The whole city is like an outdoors museum, with statues and monuments everywhere. The Uffizi Gallery houses some of the most iconic masterpieces. From Michelangelo and Caravaggio to the likes of Da Vinci. In Accademia Gallery you can admire Michelangelo's David. And if you think you've seen all of Florence, wait until the sun goes down. The city gets a magical and mystical atmosphere. Enjoy your night in a trip down to History Lane. On the 8th day we had to visit Pisa and its famous Leaning Tower. That was mostly it, so we immediately went to La Spezia, and then Cinque Terre. Our first stop was Vernazza, which was very scenic. And if you climbed a little bit, you got spectacular views. Then we took the train to our next stop, which was Monterosso. And then to Corniglia, which was a very beautiful village on the hill. Lastly to Rio Maggiore, which in my opinion was the most beautiful of all. Just look at that view. Unfortunately, due to time constraints, we skipped Manarola, but next time. Our last day in Italy found us in Bergamo, a very beautiful city near Milan. The main action here is on the old town, so we took the funicolare to go up there. As you can see, it has very beautiful buildings and clock towers and churches. Many of you may know the city from the movie Call Me By Your Name, where Elio and Oliver had a very fun drinking night. And of course we had to enjoy some local food, and of course polenta e osei, a local delicacy. Then started going downwards, we had a perfect view of the new city. And that concludes our time in Italy. Thank you for watching and make sure you subscribe to the channel for more trips. And if you have made it this far, this is a bonus video of our last night in Milan. It's the area with all the modern buildings and skyscrapers. Thank you for watching and enjoy.